Hey there, Alex. Yeah, you, the one who's tired of feeling stuck and spinning your wheels. You've been trying to get your life back on track. Maybe you've read a bunch of self-help books, watched endless motivational videos, set some goals, tried to stay positive. But no matter what you do, nothing seems to stick for the long haul. Take a moment and think about this. One guy loses his job and completely falls apart, blaming everyone else, the economy, his boss, just spiraling into a pit of despair. Meanwhile, another guy faces the same setback, but instead of collapsing, he gets up earlier, toughens his skills, and starts reshaping his life. Same situation, completely different reactions. So why is that? It's simple but harsh. It's not life that breaks us, it's our mindset that makes the breaking happen. And that's exactly why Stoicism has become more relevant now than ever before. Because in this noisy, chaotic world filled with excuses, distraction, and emotional weakness, Stoicism stands as a reminder that you are the one steering the ship, not your feelings, not society, not your past. Fixing your life doesn't start with your job, your relationships, or your bank account. It begins with your mind. Get your mind right and everything else will follow. But let me give you a heads up. The rules I'm about to share aren't soft or gentle suggestions. They're brutal truths, raw and unfiltered, that will punch your ego in the face. These aren't for the faint of heart. They're for those who are fed up with being stuck, living on autopilot, or breaking down every time life throws a curveball. If that sounds like you, then you're exactly where you need to be. In this video, I'll lay out 10 Stoic rules designed to help you regain control over your emotions, your habits, your goals, and basically your entire life. Each rule draws inspiration from the teachings of Marcus Aurelius, Epictetus, Seneca, and the core principles of ancient Stoic philosophy. But don't worry, I'll explain them in simple, modern language that anyone can understand and put into practice. No college degree in philosophy required. We'll deep dive into emotional resilience, mental discipline, self-awareness, and the tough, often painful process of becoming who you're truly meant to be. With every rule, I'll include a real Stoic quote or principle, not just as decoration, but as a practical tool for reflection and action. So, before we dive into rule number 1, here's what I need from you. If you're serious about finally stopping the blame game, about taking charge of your emotions instead of letting them run your life, if you're ready to fix your mind and transform your life, then drop this affirmation in the comments right now. I will no longer live at the mercy of my emotions. And don't forget to like the video, leave a comment, share it with someone who needs this, and subscribe for more life strategies rooted in Stoicism. Most importantly, don't skip any part of this. Every rule is linked to the next, and each one has the power to change the way you think. Let's get started. Music, first rule. Stop negotiating with your weaknesses. You've got to build your life step by step, action by action, and learn to find contentment in each small victory as much as in the big ones. And no one can stop you from doing this. It's entirely in your hands. Marcus Aurelius said it best. The biggest mistake people make when trying to fix their lives is this: they try to bargain with their own weaknesses. They tell themselves just one more hour of sleep, or I'll start my diet tomorrow, or one last text, then I'll stop. But what they don't realize is every time you negotiate with that part of yourself, the lazy, the undisciplined, the comfort-seeking side, weakness wins every time. And if you keep giving in, if weakness wins often enough, it eventually becomes who you are. Think about it. The strongest, most disciplined version of you isn't some mystery. It's buried under years of comfort zones, excuses, and emotional indulgence. You can't become that person if you keep giving in when life gets hard, when boredom or loneliness hit, or when your feelings tell you to quit. The Stoics understood this principle perfectly. They didn't chase comfort. They trained for adversity because they knew each painful moment, every bit of resistance, was a victory for the soul. Now, ask yourself this. When your alarm goes off, do you wake up like a warrior ready to conquer, or do you hit snooze and roll over? When anxiety creeps in, do you sit with it and grow stronger, Or do you distract yourself with social media or snacks? When temptation strikes to fall back into bad habits, do you stand firm or justify just one more time? Here's the brutal truth. You'll never fix your life until you kill the version of you that keeps making excuses. There's no peace without discipline, no greatness without sacrifice, and no resilient mind without confronting your own weakness and saying, "Not today." Every delay in realizing your potential is not just time wasted, it's betrayal of your own future. So the next time you feel like lying in bed, texting that toxic person, or wasting another day, don't reason with it. Don't argue or make excuses. You get up, shut it down, and choose strength over comfort, because that's how warriors are made, step by step. And I don't care how far behind you feel or how many times you've failed. The moment you stop negotiating with your weaknesses, true healing begins. Drop this in the comments. No more deals with weakness. I choose strength. Rule 2. Control your reactions or be controlled by them. As Epictetus said, it's not things themselves that disturb us, but our opinions about them. Here's a visual. Two people hear the same insult. One just laughs it off, brushing it aside. The other carries it around, letting it fester like a knife stuck deep in their chest for weeks. Same words, same moment, totally different realities. Why? Because it's not what's said that hurts, it's how you respond. It's not the traffic jam, breakup, rude coworker, or failure itself. It's how you interpret and respond to those events that shape your emotional state. Most people become emotional slaves, willingly surrendering their peace to tiny moments, strangers' comments, bad news, setbacks they can't control. But Stoicism teaches us otherwise. You can't always control what happens, but you can control how you respond. Let that sink in. Every time you snap at someone, think too much, or spiral into worry because of external circumstances, you're giving away your power. Worse yet, you become predictable, easily manipulated. Puppets, basically. Pull the right string and they'll explode into rage, tears, or silence. Do you want to live like that? Marcus Aurelius reminded himself daily, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Recognize this and you'll find strength. So how do you start? Step 1. Slow down your reactions. When you sense your emotions rising, pause, breathe, and mentally step back. Ask yourself, what's actually in my control? If the answer is nothing external, then the battle's inside your mind. Step 2. Separate facts from emotions. Maybe she said something rude, that's a fact. But the belief that I'm not good enough, that's a story you tell yourself. Practice seeing things clearly, without emotional fog. It takes training, but every time you do it, you strengthen your mental armor. Step 3. Reclaim your peace. Peace isn't about being passive, it's about being unshakable. It's about learning to respond calmly and powerfully, not panicking or losing your temper. It's about taking responsibility for how you react, no matter how unfair life feels. People who master their reactions are dangerous in the best way. Why? Because they can't be baited, they don't fall apart under pressure, and they choose their moves carefully, living on their own terms. This is a skill you can develop. You're not born calm. You train it like a muscle. Every time you hold your center instead of losing it, you prove to yourself that you're not your feelings, you're the one in charge, the master, not the storm. So next time someone pushes your buttons, remember, their words only have power if you give it to them. Their behavior isn't a reflection of you, it's about how you respond. Want to fix your life? Stop reacting emotionally to every little thing. Pick your responses carefully, like a warrior preparing for battle. Stay deliberate, stay grounded. Because the person who owns their reactions owns their life. Drop this in the comments. My peace is mine, I won't hand it over. Rule 3. Do the hard things, especially when you don't feel like it. Epictetus said it straight, accept being thought foolish. Let's be real, most of us already know what we need to do to change our lives. Wake up earlier, cut toxic people out, exercise, study, say no, speak up, stay consistent. That's the truth. But most people don't do it. Why? Because it's hard, because it's uncomfortable, because their feelings scream louder than their discipline. That's the issue. The ancient Stoics never waited until they felt ready. In fact, they trained their minds to expect resistance. They saw discomfort as a forge for character, the very thing that built resilience. They understood that if your actions are always tied to feelings, you'll never build anything meaningful. And honestly, you're not going to feel motivated to do what's right every day. You won't always want to show up, stay disciplined, or push through. That's just reality. But here's the key difference between the weak and the strong. The weak wait for motivation, the strong rely on discipline. Motivation is an emotion, discipline is a decision. And every time you choose to do what's hard, especially when your feelings say otherwise, you're building mental armor. You're telling your mind, I don't need to feel perfect to act with power. That gym session when you're tired of victory. That tough conversation you want to avoid growth. That choice to walk away from comfort and face your fears' real strength. Seneca once said, we suffer more in imagination than in reality. Too many battles are lost in your head before they even start. How many goals are delayed, not because they're impossible, but because they're uncomfortable. If you want to change your life, you have to stop fearing discomfort. Chase it instead. Lean into it, because today's avoidance becomes tomorrow's regret. The truth is, you'll never truly feel ready to change. There will always be a reason to wait. But the cost of waiting, years lost years you can't get back. So what do? Wake up and do the work anyway. Even if your mind resists, even if no one notices, you don't need applause. You just need to do the work. When your body wants to quit, or your emotions complain, or your thoughts doubt push even harder, those moments are where your strength is born. Remember, you can choose the pain of discipline now or the pain of regret later. One builds the life you want, the other, the life you don't. Stop looking for shortcuts. Stop hoping it'll be easy. Real growth is ugly, lonely, and painful, but it's worth every bit of it. Every hard step you take now makes your future softer and sweeter. Every time you resist temptation, you're creating a story of pride for tomorrow. Rule 4. Silence the noise and master your focus. In a world full of distractions, you can't be everywhere at once, so don't be. Seneca said it well. If you're everywhere, you're nowhere. We live in a world where notifications, headlines, gossip, and endless streams of information pull us in every direction. And then we wonder, why are we anxious, disconnected, and stuck? Because the reality is, you can't fix your life if your mind is scattered all over the place. One of the most brutal but liberating rules from the Stoics is this: protect your focus like your life depends on it, because it does. Marcus Aurelius wrote in Meditations, concentrate every minute as if you're a Roman on doing what's in front of you with precise seriousness. Not multitasking, not scrolling or distracted, fully present. Think about your day. How often are you truly focused? How many hours are lost to mindless scrolling or overthinking? The real issue isn't just your attention. It's where your attention is going. Because that's where your energy, your time, your potential are headed. Most people aren't addicted to laziness, they're addicted to noise. They can't sit quiet, can't work without checking their phone, and can't stay focused long enough to master something. If that's you, it's not a judgment, it's a warning, because a distracted mind is a wasted life. So how do you fix this? Step 1. Cut out the digital distractions. Turn off unnecessary notifications. Set strict times for social media. Use your phone as a tool, not a leash. Step 2. Create a dedicated space for deep work. Even just 60 minutes a day, no interruptions, no multitasking, just you and your most important work. That's where clarity lives, that's where self-respect grows. Step 3. Train your attention like a muscle. Practice being fully present while eating, walking, reading, writing. The more you do it, the stronger your focus becomes. Because the world will always try to grab your attention, but you get to decide what's worth it. A wise person doesn't chase everything, they choose carefully. Because a focused man becomes powerful. He builds, learns, grows, and leads. And the secret? Your ability to fix your life is directly linked to your ability to focus on what really matters. Distractions will come. Noise will always be there, but if you control your attention, you control your world. So starting today, cut the meaningless noise. Silence the distractions. Invest your energy into what builds your future. Drop this in the comments: I control my focus. My attention builds my future. Rule 5. Stop seeking approval. You don't need permission to grow, to change, or to become better. It's always shocking how we love ourselves more than anyone else, yet care more about their opinions than our own. Marcus Aurelius nailed it. You don't need anyone's permission to improve. We say we want growth, strength, independence, but then we hesitate, doubt ourselves, hold back because we're afraid of what others will think. We seek their approval like it's some kind of validation. But here's the brutal truth. The world couldn't care less about your potential, and you don't need their approval to become who you're meant to be. You can't fix your life if you're waiting for everyone's applause. Because here's the secret. The more you focus on pleasing others, the more resistance you'll face. Your growth will threaten their comfort, your discipline exposes their laziness, your confidence makes them uncomfortable. So they'll mock you, doubt you, and try to keep you in the box they think they understand. But a true Stoic isn't in it for approval. They live by virtue, guided by truth, not by popularity. Epictetus said it simply: if you want to improve, be prepared to be thought foolish. That means if you're afraid of looking weird, standing alone, or being misunderstood, you'll stay in mediocrity. Let me be brutally honest. No one's coming to save you. No one's obligated to believe in you. No one can grant you permission to become who you're truly meant to be, only you. The moment you stop craving approval and start acting on your own terms, you become truly powerful. You stop waiting, begging, explaining, you just do. And who cares if they laugh at your new habits or don't understand your boundaries? You're not here to impress the small-minded. You're here to become unshakable. And if that means walking alone, so be it, because greatness has always been a lonely road. But it's also the purest, most honest, most rewarding one. So stop waiting for validation, stop making excuses, and stop apologizing. You don't need their approval. You need to decide that you're done living small. Drop in the comments: I don't need permission, I own my destiny. Rule 6. Silence is a power. Speak less, master more. Keep silence your default, say only what's necessary and in few words. Epictetus taught it well. We live in a world where everyone craves to be heard, but very few truly listen. Where everyone wants to look wise, but most avoid real wisdom. The outcome? Endless chatter, shallow opinions, and lives that lack depth. But the Stoics understood something deeper. Silence isn't a weakness, it's mastery. Because the person who talks less listens more, learns faster, responds instead of reacts, and conserves energy instead of leaking it. Want to get your mind right? Learn to control your tongue. Not everything needs a response. Not every thought must be spoken. The more you talk, the more you reveal your fears, insecurities, and weaknesses. But when you keep quiet, people can't read you, and that's true power. Marcus Aurelius said, the more we value things outside our control, the less control we have. Your words reveal what's inside. The trap is, when you're always explaining, defending, justifying, you're reacting instead of living intentionally. Let others chase attention, you stay silent, you focus, and let your actions do the talking. Silence isn't passivity, it's strategic presence. It means saying less but meaning more. Your silence can be your greatest shield and your ultimate strength. So how do you master it? Step 1. Get comfortable with not replying immediately. Not every message needs a response right away, and not every insult demands a comeback. Let time do the work instead. Step 2. Embrace being misunderstood. Silence teaches you to be okay with people not getting your point. You don't need to defend yourself, you need to build your reputation. Step 3. Focus on becoming, not impressing. While others chase validation and fame, focus on growing into a stronger version of yourself. Because a quiet life, lived intentionally, is a powerful life. So stop oversharing. Stop giving away your peace and energy through words. Let your silence threaten the insecure and speak volumes about your strength. Drop this in the comments if you're ready to master your tongue. I will let silence be my strength. Rule 7. Own your mistakes without shame or excuses. A gem doesn't get polished without friction, and a person doesn't grow without trials. Seneca said it perfectly. Everyone makes mistakes. Everyone falls short. The real difference between a shattered life and a rebuilt one is this. Do you face your mistakes like a warrior or run from them like a coward? Most do the latter. They blame others, make excuses, cover things up with distractions or fake positivity. But Stoicism teaches us to face reality head-on, brutally and honestly, because the only way to become unbreakable is to acknowledge your setbacks fully. Did you waste years in a toxic relationship? Own it. Betrayed your standards? Own it. Lied, cheated, procrastinated, self-sabotaged? Own it. Not to drown in guilt, but to free yourself. Because shame keeps you stuck, ownership sets you free. Owning your mistakes isn't about wallowing. It's about standing up, saying, yes, I failed. But also, now I rise and I'll never go back. Seneca reminds us that every failure, every scar, every stumble has a purpose. They're part of turning you into the person you're meant to become. Stop hiding your wounds. They're proof you've lived, learned, and fought. Stop chasing perfection, it's the enemy of growth. Instead, develop radical honesty with yourself, that brutal self-awareness that makes you flinch but fuels your transformation. The hard truth: you can't fix your life if you keep rewriting the past to feel better. So, stare into the fire of your own truth. Take full responsibility not only for your past but for who you choose to become right now. No more stories, no more lies, no more avoiding the mirror. Own it all and then rise. Drop this in the comments. I own my past and I rise with purpose. Rule 8. Discomfort is your teacher. Stop running from it. Stop wishing for things to go the way you hope. Welcome whatever comes. That's the path to peace. Epictetus said it plainly. Welcome events as they are. Here's a thing that'll change everything if you let it. Discomfort isn't your enemy, it's your lesson, your test, your breakthrough. But most people, the moment they feel discomfort, do what? They run, distract, numb, or hide. They turn to noise, food, people, or entertainment to drown it out. And then they wonder why growth feels impossible. But here's the truth. Real growth exists beyond discomfort. The Stoics didn't chase easy lives. They sought strength. They knew that real resilience is built in the fire, just like muscles tear to grow. They understood that you can't develop your mind or your character without hardship. And if you keep avoiding uncomfortable feelings, you'll never reach peace, because peace isn't numbness. It's resilience. So next time discomfort shows up, sit with it. Ask yourself, what is this teaching me? What strength am I meant to develop? Every heartbreak, setback, delay, or rejection is not punishment, it's preparation. The Stoic mindset isn't about feeling good, it's about becoming better. Marcus Aurelius faced plagues, war, betrayal, and loss, and still he wrote, "Endure what's bearable. Stop complaining." That's clarity. Discomfort isn't here to destroy you, it's here to shape you, but only if you meet it with courage and humility. Remind yourself, this moment isn't comfort, it's growth. When you stop fearing discomfort, you become unstoppable. Drop this affirmation in the comments. Discomfort is my teacher. I no longer run from it. Music, Rule 9. Discipline beats motivation. Make it a daily practice. No man can truly be free if he's not the master of himself. Epictetus said it. Let me ask you, are you truly free, or are you just driven by fleeting feelings? Because here's what most people miss. Real freedom isn't about doing whatever you want. It's about doing what you must even when you don't want to. That's discipline. That's what separates the weak from the strong, dreamers from doers, talkers from builders. Motivation is an emotional high, a fleeting mood. It comes and goes. Discipline is a system. It's showing up when you don't feel like it. It's getting out of bed when motivation whispers, just stay under the covers. It's pushing through on bad days. The Stoics got this. Marcus Aurelius kept going even while grieving, tired, under pressure. Why? Because duty, that's what matters more than how you feel. That's the essence of Stoicism. If you want to change, stop chasing fleeting motivation hacks. Start building daily discipline. Wake up at the same time. Move your body. Watch your diet. Read, meditate, reflect even if it's boring, because discipline shapes your character. It's what holds you together when motivation is weak. When you master discipline, motivation becomes irrelevant. You don't need it, you've become the kind of person who keeps going no matter what. That's real power. That's self-respect. That's being stoic. Rule 10. Stop living in your head. Live in alignment with your actions. Stop wasting time debating what a good person should be, just be one. Marcus Aurelius said it plainly. Be one. It's easy to think about improvements, to dream of becoming wiser or stronger, but thoughts alone won't change your life. Action does, and not just any action, purposeful, aligned action. The Stoics believed that philosophy isn't just something to think about, it's something to practice. A true Stoic doesn't only talk about self-control. They live it daily, even when no one's watching. They don't just post about peace and discipline, they embody those virtues in silence. But most people live two lives. The one they imagine in their mind full of goals, wisdom, and clarity, and the one they live full of contradictions, excuses, and confusion. They say they want peace, but gossip and complain. They seek growth, but procrastinate and scroll. They want to be stoic, but live like emotional slaves. Here's the brutal truth. It doesn't matter what you know, it matters what you do. All the quotes, inspiration, and wisdom mean nothing if your actions don't line up. To change your life, stop performing and start embodying. Do what you know you need to do right now. If you're serious about being stoic, train your emotions daily. If you value time, stop wasting it. If you want focus, prove it through your choices. Don't chase perfection, pursue alignment. Because when your actions match your values, you'll feel whole. That's where peace lives. That's where respect for yourself grows. Marcus Aurelius didn't just think about the ideal man, he said, be one. Not tomorrow, now. So from this moment, every time you're confused or tempted to act out of sync, ask yourself, what would the strongest version of me do right now? Let your life speak louder than your words. Let consistency replace applause. Let your quiet integrity make you unstoppable. Because when your actions match your values, that's real strength. That's real safety. Drop this in the comments. I will live as the person I claim to be. Don't just talk about your philosophy, embody it. Epictetus said it best. Now, you've heard these 10 brutal rules for transforming your life, not fluffy motivational fluff, but hard truths that crush illusions and build character. If you actually apply them, genuinely embrace them, you'll stop living as a victim of your emotions and environment. You'll stop being a slave to every distraction, every feeling, every setback. Instead, you'll start living like the Stoics, not emotionless, but emotionally unshakable. Not perfect, but aligned. Not always loud, but undeniably powerful. And remember, this path isn't easy. It's meant to be tough. But it's the only way to live a life of integrity, clarity, and genuine freedom. So now it's your turn. Don't let this be just another wave of motivation that fades by tomorrow. Pick one rule today. Practice it. Then do it again tomorrow. Fix your mind. Fix your life. The Stoics laid out the blueprint, now it's up to you to build the structure. If this video fired you up, drop this final affirmation in the comments. I will fix my mind. I will fix my life. And if you're hungry for more wisdom like this, like the video, comment below, share it with someone ready to grow, and subscribe for more ancient truths turned into modern strength. Let's make progress together.